displacing. After displacement, the market had to come and leave a gap. After displacement, this big red candle, we call it a displacement. After the market created a displacement going down, taking out everybody who entered here thinking that the price is going up. So they were taken out here by this gap. So once this gap came down here, now it created a gap on a 1 minute time frame. So that gap that was created on Sunday, when the market opens, at Sunday opening, the market had to come back to that gap around what time? Let us look at the time. Around the opening time. So we always know that the opening time always on Nasdaq it's around half past opening time. So the opening time, we always know that it is around half past 9. So this is Nasdaq opening. So before this Nasdaq, let's say if this Nasdaq opened there, you can see that the Nasdaq had opened there. Which low was the previous before the Nasdaq opens? It was obvious that this was the low. It was obvious that this was the low that was created before Nasdaq opens. So that means it lefted this low, it lefted a gap here, and then it came here, then it didn't take those trades at that time. So lot of traders, that means they might have tried to lot of traders they might have tried to enter here, and you find that it is wrong. It was wrong to enter here. So they had to wait for the opening price. After the market had come to the opening price, you can see that to it had to come back to the gap, and it had to take these external sales buy side liquidity. So it was targeting this buy side liquidity. That's the reason why it had to it had to go up. So lot of you, I think you heard me telling you that the market still has to go down there. So guys, these things always repeat almost every day. So what matters most for you to be able to know what's going on here? I really think that lot of you, you need to start you need to start focusing more on price action, because I even did tell you that the market was not going to go up, it still has to go down, but now you can see that it is still going down. So that means people who entered here and they didn't even left the market, now they are taken out. So why are they taken out? Why did the market did this? Why did the market always do this? Like, does it hate people? Does it have anything personal with people? No, it doesn't have such. So it's because now let us look at what might have happened here. So if we are using the rules now, 12, 12 o'clock is where the New York lunch starts. and let us look for the high and the low of these things. So you have to notice this part. I think this part is one of the important parts because a lot of people they don't even consider this. They don't consider this too much important. So let me show you what happened here. You can see that after the market took out this sell side, after the market had to come and take out this sell side, after the market had to come and take this sell side, liquidity, liquidity, it had to go down. Why did it go down? Because there was a gap. It had to come back to this gap. After, let's say, you can see that the market was broken. The market had broke this sell side liquidity. This is where the stops were resting. Here, here. Lot of the market knows that lot of people, if the market comes here, they are expecting to buy the market. Why will they expect to buy the market when it comes here? They expect to buy the market when it comes here just because of they really think that this is the support, and you will find that it is wrong. This is not the support. So this is how you do it. We come and look for a gap here. You can see that the market had left it a gap here. This is not a gap. Ish. You can see that up here, this is not the gap. After the market took out this sales, ish. After the market took out this sell side liquidity, you can see that it had come back to this gap. As simple as that. As simple as that. That means just because of you can see that this sell side liquidity has now been taken out. Guys, know that you will even lose the money even when you know these things. You can see this was now taken out. After it was taken out, it has to go up there to the gap and mitigate it. After it went there, it had to now redistribute because it even distributed here for the first time. Why did it distribute there? There must be a gap. Where is the gap? Let's go and look for the gap. So always the structure is being changed by gaps. Like just know that these structures are always changed by gaps. So in order for you to be able to make money in this industry, that means you must be able to identify price. You must be willing to know what the price might be doing. Because you can see this is what happened. This is the gap. So a lot of you might be asking yourself like if this is the gap, so how were we going to enter, or how were we going to know that we have to enter when the market gets there? You can see that the market had left the stops here. This we call these stops, like this is equal high, like we call this equal high. We call this an equal high. So if this is an equal high, the market had to come back and come back to the equal high. Then you had to know that this is how you are going to enter your position. Your gap is here because you can see that the market structure was shifted here first, was shifted here, and then it was shifted here. Every time when the market structure gets shifted, just know that it's going to create a gap and come back to it. Ne? First of all, the market was shifted here. It created a gap here and it came to it. Ne? Then the market came here. Ne? Once the market came here, it went down, it went up and created the equal highs. These highs are equal. After it created these equal highs, ne, it had to take them, it had to take them out. It had to take them out. After you can see that after it takes them out, now that means it created another low. So this low was our target. It was one of our another target that we were supposed to be looking for. Like if we are trading, we were supposed to be looking for what, these targets. So this is what happens. You don't have to fear the gap because sometimes this is where you're supposed to put your orders, on this gap. These are equal highs. Why are they equal highs? They're equal highs because you can see that the market had to come and take them out. So what's going to happen there up there? Just know that just because of the market had created that high, it will have to come back to it, to that high. When will it come back? That is what you have to ask yourself. So that means if you have entered on this gap now, this is where your stop loss was going to be. This is where your take profit was going to be. So, like, don't you have any way better than what you are showing us? Like, guys, there are always many better ways that you can do these things. Ne? Let me show you this. So, if you know the fib rules, at negative, we enter at 0.62. Ne? So, this what this what happened. We enter at 0.62. So do you see that at 0.62 is exactly where our gap is? So that means we were supposed to, if the market was going up there, that means we were supposed to put our sell stops here. The market, when it comes down to it, it was going to change the direction just because of we can now see that it went to the gap. After it went to the gap, it has to go down to take out this low. And what how are you going to hold? How are you going to know? This is how you are going to know. You can now see that at level 2, that's where your take profit is. So your entry is here, your take profit is here. So on these things there are no champs. Like you just always have to know that there are no champs in price action. So for you to know these things, you must always be practicing these things. So as you can now see that it came to it and take this price, and now it went down. What is it going to target? You can now see that it reached here. After reaching here, after taking profit here, it can now return. So what is it looking for there? You will have to ask yourself what is it looking for. So that means it was coming to take out this low. So I told you that the market is always targeting these lows. So this this low we call it an internal sell side liquidity. So it has to come to this low. Do you see where it is exactly? So using a fib is going to help you to project things even that you didn't even project them going down. So if you are using a fib, you must always know where you are going to take your partials on. So that's how you are going to make money in this market. So I really think that a lot of you, maybe you might be asking yourself, like, does these things work? How do you know? Because sometimes you will find that most of these things I analyze them and I say them even before they do happen. But sometimes doesn't mean that I don't blow account. You can find that I'm one of the people that blows account more than it's anybody's business. But how do I challenge that? How do I challenge that?